investment from the government in this refinery, and we need to realize this fast and quick. It is understandable that these refineries employ a lot of people who will oppose to this move, but it's the price you have to pay for better government, for transparency. We cannot continue to pay.
Jubil, sorry to cut in there. We need to wrap it up, but I don't want us to close this without asking you this. The current administration has moved to license modular refineries, which we didn't see under the previous administration. So some folks believe that this is good. Even though the Dangote's refinery discussion started before the administration came in or thereof. So, do you think this is a blue ocean and we should just give Ibe Kachiko some time from 2020 to get, it says 3 modular refineries will be in by next year, which of course I'm sure is going to be, we're not sure whether that will be diesel or petrol or combined. Do you think this is something that has worked under the current administration?
Well, if you look at modular refineries, all right, and we have to understand that most of these are still in plan as well. It's not like they've started operation. It is actually a good direction to go, because if you look at the operation of modular refineries in terms of most of them are just a single product refinery. Yes, that leads to a waste in terms of the fact that there are a lot of other products that can be obtained from this, but it's actually good. And this is the reason why, despite years of war, countries like Iraq, countries like Libya still continue to push out refined products, because these modular refineries are easy to operate. They are easy to basically fine-tune if there is any damages, and it is a good direction. And in most cases, the new NNPC direction, most of these modular refineries are private. But you have to understand that out of 40 licenses that has been issued over the years, we only have 3 that has only submitted their plan. They are not even most of them are not even at construction stages yet. We are not reached that level where they. So, and a bunch of these have to do with the fact that the operators of these refineries also have to merge their own planning with what will happen with prices of petroleum products when eventually they come online.
Okay, let's leave the refineries there today. We'll check with you in the days ahead for more interesting part of the entire oil industry. Thank you very much for engaging us today on this very important conversation. And of course, on social media, folks are watching, and of course, they're tweeting their views on for or against who really is doing the big job in the oil sector, downstream refineries and fuel sustainability. Let's talk about the debt market. Let's bring it back. Today, as you heard, the central bank will be offering 150.60 billion naira. That's quite massive in 3 different papers for the market to take in. So we're going to check in with that very quickly. But of course, yesterday was quite aggressive. Tuesday, as you heard earlier, investors now piling their interest into long-dated treasury bills, yielding next to 14.5%. At the bond market, it's almost the same story, piling trading activities into long-dated bonds such as 18th April 2037. And that's in 4 transactions, 2.8 billion being priced at 104.1. Naira. So let's get a bit of clarity into the outlook for today, and maybe a sense of what tomorrow's matured treasuries repayment will be. Let's get a sense of this through. Okay, that's coming to your treasury bills. The 4 most actively traded treasuries for the second trading day of the week, 100.82 billion in total, 303 transactions. That's quite heavy. And you can see your 28th February 2019, 12.8%, 11.79 in 42 transactions. Follow all this trend, and you can tell where investors' interest is and their outlook on the markets and the economy, including the political period. So let's talk to Chioma Udu, who's a fixed income dealer at GT Bank. She's joining us from FMDQ Exchange Place in downtown Lagos. Okay, let's move on. I'm not sure we got that there ready, but let's remind you again today. That's the market looking for 150.6 billion. If you look at the market yesterday in terms of where the liquidity really is, the central bank is following what you call the pre-election spending and the other money coming into the market. So the aggressiveness with which the financial regulator is pumping treasury bills into the marketplace is quite significant as we wrap up the year in the next 4.5 weeks, technically speaking. So the 150 billion today will have 22.7 billion of a 91-day, 24.8 billion naira. In 182-day, and the long end, 364-day, gives you 103.07 billion naira. That's where you need to look at why is the central bank putting the chunk 60 to 80% of the total treasuries today in this 364-day, which will be maturing around this time next year, 103 billion. What will this be? What will be the stop rate on these treasuries today? You've seen the one for November, which is already on the market, that's 14.5%. Today, we got the news, as you may have heard, from UBA. Fitch Ratings has upgraded the long-term issuer default rating of UBA to B+ with a stable outlook, and the viability rating also from B to B+. That's one of the big stories on Market Street. We'll take that up later when we come back. Okay, so the big story, as you have heard, of course, the market can use some good news. How this will play into today's market, we're not sure yet. We're just within the first 1 hour of the opening bell. United Bank for Africa just released a statement to the Nigerian Stock Exchange today that the bank, a Pan-African bank operating in 20 African countries, has gotten an upgrade from Fitch Ratings. And that's its long-term issue, a default rating, the long-term IDR to B+ with a stable outlook, and the viability rating from B to B+ as well. So this is good news for UBA, of course, one of Nigeria's largest commercial bank with footprints across West Africa and in other parts of the world as well. According to Fitch, UBA is also Nigeria's most international bank. According to the agency based in the US, UBA's local currency funding profile is a rating strength because its loan-to-deposit ratio standing at 57% at the end of first half of this year, that's the end of June, was better compared with its peers at 69%. The Fitch rating says the deposit base is well diversified by single customer and retail deposits, representing approximately 1/3 of consumer deposit, which of course the rating agency says is higher than the average of its rated peers on Broad Street. It also says the UBA's digital offerings continue to attract deposit inflows, and local currency liquidity ratios are comfortable if you consider $500 million in June 2017 that UBA floated at the global debt market. And that's a senior medium-term bond, which of course is some of the liquidity the bank has. That's UBA Group. So that's the story today from there. And of course, you heard the story about Seplat as a major share movement. Yesterday, the stock fell on the counter about 9.68%, despite being awarded the Pearl of the stock market on Sunday night. That's a bit of the story for today. Now, finally, Sakol has gotten initiating coverage from Codros Capital. The price for this IPO currently being done by the BPE is let's get that. That's coming at 465 per share. That's the IPO price. Codros Capital says the target price is 5 naira 97 kobo for this. So you're looking at an upside of 28.44%. This company will be listed on the stock exchange according to the BPE schedule after the IPO. Of course, Sakol is a government company which is with a partly privatized. And now if this happens, you have another aviation handling company on the stock exchange anytime, maybe before December. Maybe that will happen next year. And don't forget, the government plans to issue the second tranche of the 280 billion green bond in December. Quite a bit of activities coming to the market before the end of the year. How this all come into your pockets? Follow the money and follow the show. This is your Business Morning this Wednesday. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.